putting out, or haven't put out a video post in a while. I do have a lot of stuff I've been working on in my mind. I have to get out, stuff on race in the campaign, you know, undecided voters, stuff's been going on. But today I want to talk about two things. First is I'm actually on the road right now, driving from Dayton, where I have been for the past couple of weeks, to Eastern Ohio, which I'm going to be, looks like between now and the election. Some more rule errors, just some different stuff. Going to try and do some stuff out there. So hopefully we'll have some new and different interesting stuff from the eastern, more rural part of Ohio. The second thing I want to talk about is pretty much the only issue in the presidential campaign that I know almost nothing about, and that's healthcare. The reason I don't know anything about healthcare is because I've always had it kind of provided for me, the military, in the VA, and then in graduate school. So I've never really had to worry about, you know, what healthcare is, how much it costs, premiums, copays, all that stuff. Just gone down to sick call, basically. But the family that I was staying with in Dayton, I just left, they have a 9-year-old son that has cerebral palsy. And I was talking to the mom today before I left, and she brought up, or just mentioned sort of in passing, that their son just got a Medicaid waiver. I don't really know what that was. Basically what it is that you know, Medicaid is government health care for the very poor, and so they don't qualify for Medicaid because they work and they have an income, and therefore they're above the maximum, you know, annual income that you can get on Medicaid. But they have a child with a disability that even though they have insurance, there's a tremendous amount of out-of-pocket costs for them with their son with cerebral palsy. You know, all the co-pays, not only the premiums, but then the co-pays for all the visits he has to get. He was in the hospital all last week with pneumonia, so there's co-pays for the hospital visit, for the different drugs, all that stuff. There's annual sort of fixed costs. He gets like 200 therapy sessions a year, and their health insurance only covers 60. So 140 therapy sessions a year they have to pay for. You know, any kind of home modifications, ramps or handicapped bathrooms, thing like that, that's not covered under their health care. And because they work, they can't get Medicaid. So there is such a thing called a Medicaid waiver for people who for families who have disabilities, children with disability. So their son clearly has a disability, he has cerebral palsy. He's in a wheelchair, he basically has to wear a diaper, can't communicate. You know, it's a legitimate thing. And basically, I guess it's state to state and even county to county, you can get a Medicaid waiver if you have this disability. The problem is that it's not just a needs-based thing. So you may qualify for the waiver, but there's a waiting list. And it's not like a couple of weeks waiting list, it's like Packers season tickets waiting list. It's like 30 years. So basically each state has a limited number, and not even every state does this, like 30-some states have this Medicaid waiver, but 30, so they have a limited number of Medicaid waivers. You have to wait for someone to die, basically, to get moved up. They're not making new waivers. It's not just needs-based. There's a finite number that they give out, and that once you get it, you know, it doesn't get taken away, but you basically have to die. You move up on the list one spot when one person falls off by dying or losing their waiver, which they don't do, because if you're handicapped, you're handicapped, right? I was shocked. I mean, I was just floored that they had to wait for 5 years. They'd been in Ohio. They moved from Connecticut to Ohio. They're in Ohio for 5 years. And they got it quickly because of he has behavioral issues as part of his palsy, and that moves you up in the line. I just couldn't believe it that there was a system out there that said, we recognize that you need Medicaid for your child with a disability. We recognize that. However, you know, and you meet all the thresholds for that. However, we're not going to give it to you because there's a waiting list. it shocked me. You need to be paying attention. We all need to be paying attention to, I mean, the issues, all the issues in this election. But man, this healthcare one is a big one. It is huge.